SMT Nation, we back. Nation, I want to discuss a topic here today in this video on coverage, native network coverage. Who's got it? You know, do we have coverage parity across the US? And basically the answer to that is no, we don't have network coverage parity. And it continues to be a problem in a lot of locations across the US. So let's discuss that, and let's cover this case study here provided by a personal friend of mine who posted some photos and speed tests on Twitter. And I want to share those images with you and discuss this in today's video. All right, if you guys don't follow me on X, aka Twitter, you guys can do so. My handle is in the description. Also in the description, the Real SMT Buy Me a Coffee link. Want to support your creators? Want to show your appreciation for the content? Buy us a coffee. Link is there in the description. There's other ways to support us too. They're down there. If you're looking for a good deal on wireless service, you can get it from our partner, Mint Mobile. You guys know the Fox, and you know the deals. All right, great value in all of their offers. Right now, I still see the deflation promo is active, so take advantage of it by using our partner link, mintmobile.com/Sneed. Switching is super easy. They'll send you a SIM card really, really quick, or you can activate on eSIM, which is super easy and seamless. Check them out. All right, so my friend, big shout out to EM Tech, he was at Bryce Canyon in Utah. And out west, you know, things in terms of coverage can be kind of rough. You have a lot of expansive space, which is, you know, kind of trouble for carriers because you have topography, you've got open freeway, you don't have a lot of populated cities. So building tower sites and, you know, building out a very deep, extensive network, there's no real return on investment, you know. So I could see why carriers don't really want to have coverage everywhere, because from a financial sense of it, it doesn't really add up. But Verizon seems to have the West covered pretty good. So out here in Utah at Bryce Canyon, only one carrier actually had coverage, and that was Verizon. AT&T, even with FirstNet, could not connect to a speed test. It showed that there were bars, but it didn't connect to the network. I'm not sure if he tried, you know, calling or texting with this, but no data working at least. Here's the T-Mobile test, kind of the same situation. I don't know if calling or texting worked, you know, but definitely no data. And I'm not sure about the roaming situation on any of these carriers, but the only carrier with native coverage that was working, you know, actual data, was Verizon. And this is not unusual. We've heard this, you know, from Carlos S. Tech on many occasions. As a Westerner and someone who travels a lot, he counts on Verizon to provide the coverage out in that area or region. So I'm not speaking to the Northwest. I'm not speaking to the Southeast or the Northeast. Just speaking out here to like the Utah, Nevada, and even into like Arizona, New Mexico. It seems like Verizon does offer the best coverage. Even in parts of California, I hear this is very much so the case. Many of the national parks, you know, they seem to be mostly covered by Verizon, and AT&T T-Mobile still have no service. You know, so if you are out in this region, it's clearly apparent you probably want to have some sort of Verizon access, whether it's through an MVNO or through the branded Verizon service. You know, and this goes to show you that even AT&T with FirstNet, which has been an incredible asset and has been a game changer for their network, they're still not at parity in certain parts of the country with Verizon. And I think that's why, you know, you still see first responders, you still see, you know, national park employees holding on to Verizon services, even though they should be on FirstNet. They don't switch. You know, as of right now, I think the number of first responder lines on AT&T's FirstNet and Verizon's network are about 50-50. We still haven't seen a definitive answer as to who's got more of those accounts or lines. I think it's like right down the line right now, but and AT&T is probably going to get more to switch, and they've been growing there, 200,000-300,000 a quarter. So I expect that to be the case, you know, AT&T taking their share. But there are certain parts of the country where AT&T still has not matched the coverage of Verizon, you know, and then there's going to be some places, no doubt, where AT&T's got towers and Verizon doesn't. So I will acknowledge that, and I understand that. But FirstNet should be further along than this. That account was awarded to them several years ago. I was kind of surprised to see how often this is happening. Carlos Estech has shown us on video footage of many occasions in these types of locations where there really is deficiency in coverage. Hopefully that changes. I know AT&T is still building. T-Mobile is probably less motivated to provide coverage in these locations, but they most definitely still should be providing some kind of roaming access at the very least, with satellite, or excuse me, with roaming for calling and texting. And then of course, satellite brings a new operation into the fold, whether it's AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile. They all have partnerships, whether it's AST or it's, Project Kuiper with Amazon for Verizon, AST for AT&T, and then, T-Mobile with Starlink, with SpaceX and Elon. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Maybe the return will never be there, but the satellites can do it. Give those companies the spectrum, put the gear up on their satellites, and see if they can make it happen. Hopefully these things will be a thing of the past very shortly, within the next couple of years. You guys want to share your experiences? Tell me what you've seen across the country, visited national parks or, sanctuaries where you've had the coverage issues or a carrier impressed you with coverage. Sound off in the comment section below. Let's do hashtag Verizon for this one because they came through at Bryce Canyon. But sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.